What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. We're going to go over what's going on with Bitcoin. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Has anything changed? That is the question. Let's see what's going on. So if we... Hold on one second. Okay. So, has anything changed? Absolutely not. Not yet. Still looking at the same count here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, still in the fifth wave, I do believe. As you can see, we're getting rejection here. We'll talk about that. Also, we've been talking about a possibility of coming up to retest the top or the bottom of this rising wedge. Let's take a look at that up close. This is in the daily chart. There's still a possibility we come up, retest this. That could be around the 36,000. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But as of the big picture, guys, nothing's changed here. It could actually be much worse than this if we don't get this B bounce when we do get down to the end of the fifth wave, which I do not believe is done yet. I still think we're going to go down and see the mid-20s. As you guys know, the Wyckoff method, everybody's talking about, we'll go over this real quick. Everybody's talking about this being a reaccumulation area. That is not, I do not believe that's what it is. Let's take a look at that though. We'll put the chart up here. As you can see, this does kind of resemble it. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, that's not what it is, but I am saying there's a good possibility it's not what it is. I do believe this is most likely redistribution, and I will show you why. Let's pull up another. This is what happens in redistribution right here. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this. As you can see, this is redistribution right here, and I do believe that's most likely where we're at down here, with another leg down, possibly much worse than even I expect. We'll keep an eye on it though. Let's take a look at, and then we'll zoom into the smaller time frame too. I want to take a good look at the 4 hour, but let's take a look at this. This actually still looks more like the distribution, but you won't see that on other channels. They only want to be bullish. They only want this to be accumulation. It's not what I believe it is. I do believe we are in redistribution, which it resembles this much more, in my opinion. So anyways, there's a lot more to Wyckoff. Now everybody and their brother is a Wyckoff professional somehow, but there's a lot more to it, guys. I'm not going to dig into it in this video, but it has a lot to do with volume and the volume profile on the moves, and this actually lines up a lot more with distribution than accumulation. So be careful. As you guys know, this was drawn out, this blue line right here was drawn out in my March 24th video, and it has played out beautifully. Let's take a look at, before we begin, if you guys are interested in trading, check out PrimeXBT, my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. They are an A-book exchange, not a B-book exchange. They would much rather you win and stick around because they make money off your commission off your trades, while the other ones make money when you lose. But what I do want to talk about a little bit in this is you can trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, S&P, Dow Jones, oil, all on one exchange. Also, you can have multiple exchanges and longs and shorts at the same time, multiple trades. So they don't clump them all together like the scammy exchanges. Just another reason to check it out. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. Also, if you go into my YouTube page, there is a tutorial right here. There's also a BYBIT tutorial. I think they're still giving a $600 bonus, but bonus packages are much better on PrimeXBT, and in all honesty, I think it's the safest exchange in my opinion. There's also some tutorials down here. Definitely check them out. And if you guys are in here watching the video, definitely scroll down and hit this thumbs up right there. Turn it blue. I would appreciate it. And let's get into a little bit deeper. So as you guys know, this is my retracement, Fibonacci retracements from the swing low in April 2020 or March 2020 to the swing high here. And we are getting resistance yet again at the 0.5 fib at 34,395, 34,350, whatever. It's right in this range, but obviously we're getting resistance there. And if we zoom in, we are also getting rejected at the 8 EMA on the daily. That's pretty powerful, guys. So let's take a look at this here, this yellow line or green line, can't tell, I'm colorblind. But anyways, in the purple line here, the purple line is 200 EMA. This is the yellow is the 55 EMA. A lot of times, if this is going to do a reversal, so I am saying there is a possibility, although I'm still leaning to the downside. But a lot of times when these are about to cross, that is when you'll see a reversal. Keep that in mind. Also, we had all this hidden bearish divergence here. Has it played out? Possibly. Do I think it has? Not yet. That's my opinion. We did have some bullish divergence here. I do believe that's probably played out. But again, if we look over at the daily RSI here, we could come up still and retest this range. Now I'm going to be getting into the smaller time frames. We're going to be taking a look at it. This is the dollar overlaid on the Bitcoin chart. As you guys know, every time the dollar bottoms, Bitcoin tops. The dollar tops, Bitcoin bottoms. The dollar bottoms, Bitcoin tops. Now, over and over again, we see the same thing. Silver is looking horrendous. If we close down in this area on silver today, that's going to be a daily sell signal. Gold, same thing, daily sell signal if we close down here under the 8 EMA today. And the DXY looking bullish, seem to be getting, this does seem like a bull flag on the DXY. We got some hidden bullish divergence here. Let's take a measured move here and just take a look at where the DXY, as you guys know, I said when the DXY rises, the dollar is getting stronger. People are going to get out of risky assets. Believe it or not, Bitcoin is a risky asset. So this could end up a lot worse if the traditional markets crash. But that's right there is my target for the DXY for this next move up. And let's take a look at the traditional stock markets real quick, and then we'll go into the smaller time frame for Bitcoin. We are getting a little rally here on the Dow Jones. Let's go into the 4-hour. As you guys know, the long term, we have major bearish divergence in the Dow Jones. But 4 hours looking like we may get a little pop up here. That will be hidden bearish divergence though, and a continuation down. If the Dow is lucky enough to get one more drop up, I think, or pop up, that would be the end, I believe, of this bull market for the traditional markets. Now, as I've talked about before, as you can see here on the weekly, higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI, that's bearish divergence. Also, if we go into the shorter time, this one was from all the way back to 2018. If we go from 2020 to now, same thing, we have bearish divergence, guys. So be aware of that. And let's take a look at this is the Bitcoin chart on the left, Ethereum on the right, Litecoin on the right, Ethereum in the middle. All these are still looking pretty bearish. Ethereum is getting rejected at the 200 EMA. We did talk about that yesterday. Bitcoin's getting rejected at the 8 EMA. Litecoin is still not even touching the 8 EMA. 4-hour chart. This is what I wanted to talk about, guys. Let's see where this 4-hour closes, but it does look like we may make some hidden bearish divergence. Actually, yeah, hidden bearish divergence, higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. We do have 3.5 hours till this closes. Like I said, this is where I'm looking at. Within this box is a no trade zone, in my opinion. If we go ahead and throw a price label up here, let's put it on the top of the wedge and put one here on the bottom. Depending, we'll put it way down here for now. We don't know exactly where this is going to be. But let's say 33.6, somewhere in that range. But if we break the bottom of this, we have 2 measured moves we could do there. If we break the top, we'll look at that also. But I wouldn't be doing anything until this is broken. Let's take a look at it as we'll take let's see. And I'll be in the chat in a moment and we'll discuss this, guys. So let's take a look at the possibilities here. So this would be my first measured move. Depending on if, when, and where we break, of course. This would be the first measured move to the downside if we break down. And we're going to put a price label on there. That first target would be around 27.6, which aligns with our 0.618 Fibonacci golden pocket zone. So that is a good area to watch. Now let's put this over here. What if this whole thing is a big bear flag? Then what could we be looking at? That could be extremely ugly, guys. Depending on, again, if, when, and where it breaks. Let's get this one out of here. That one would get us down to... And then we'll take a look at the bullish case afterwards if we break up. So hold on one second. That would be all the way down to that 23.4 range. And that would match up with what I drawn all the way in February. We drew this 1, 2, 3, which our 3-wave hit almost exactly where it was supposed to. Top of 4, almost exactly. And you can go back into May when I drew this count. These were in here and we did hit perfectly. I do expect, like I said, this is the 0.618 for wave 5 on the Fibonacci extension, not the retracement, the extension. 23,460 range. And let's go back to the measured move we just did. It lines up almost perfectly, guys, for this being a bear flag. Not saying it is, but definitely keep an eye on it. So what happens if we break up here? Well, if we break this 35.8 to 3,600 range, then we could be looking, let me move this over. We could possibly be looking at all the way up into this range, which would be, and if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you do that. I will be posting updates because this will probably be my only live today. I got a lot of stuff to do. I got landscapers coming to the house, so I got a lot of stuff to do today, but I did want to get this video out, and I did it in the middle of the day because I won't be doing 2 today, but that'd be around 42.2. So that would be our area to watch if we break up. May want a long around there, but watch for resistance around the 200 EMA. I apologize for that, but the 200 EMA around 38,000, somewhere in that range. I would look for rejection, possibly a retest of the top if we did break out. But guys, I'm still leaning to the bearish side here. If we do break down here, these are my 2 targets, 27.6 and 23.4. Now, guys, it doesn't mean it drops down in one candle. As you can see, this takes time. These are 4-hour candles, so this could take days to happen. Keep an eye on that. It's like I said, keep an eye on the dollar. Dollar's looking strong here. Looks like the EMAs are holding up on the 4-hour. If we look at the dollar on the daily, how does that look? Still pretty good, guys. We got our bounce off our 80 EMA that we talked about. We have got our buy signal on the daily for the DXY. That is bullish for DXY, bearish for Bitcoin. All right, let's get into the chat. See what's going on. Is BTC pump or dump? Watch the whole video if you haven't. We have 1,000 people in here and only 300 likes, guys. Scroll down right here under the video. Smash that like button. I would appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps YouTube get this video out. And share the videos if you would. If you belong to any groups, pop a link in there. Share the video. That's what I'm looking at, guys. Another way to help support the channel, my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. Link down below. Definitely check it out. Friars Club, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on Ethereum and Bitcoin expiring contracts tomorrow? That could be what leads to this. Ethereum, as you guys know, well, litecoin, my target's my first target's 84. If that breaks, looking for around a $50 litecoin. If Bitcoin breaks down. Ethereum, we've had the $1,000 to $13,000 target, still looking for that. We are creating hidden bearish divergence in Ethereum also. So nothing has changed at all, except the bulls are getting more bullish by the minute because of this theory that this is accumulation, which I do not think it is. Be careful. I could be wrong. Like I said, nobody knows for sure what. Hold on one second, guys. I had to turn that down. That was getting kind of loud. Sorry about that. As XRP decoupled from BTC, it's making moves. Perspective. XRP is laughable to me, guys. XRP is probably going to do the same thing, get rejected up here, at the 8 EMA, which is around 69 to 70 cents. If it stays down in this range below this 8 EMA for another day, that will signal a daily sell signal. I'm looking, if that happens, around the 20-cent XRP again. But as of right now, this 0.5 fib right here is acting still as rejection. Now, I've been talking about it acting as rejection, and every time we get a little wick above, that doesn't mean we break it, guys. It has to close, open and close at least a 4-hour above this. I would rather see an open and close of a daily above this. If we do see that, then we could be heading up to that 41.42 that we talked about. But as of right now, nothing else matters except this right here. Right here is what we're watching, guys. Give you plenty of likes, but totally disagree with you on XRP. That's fine, man. We can agree to disagree. I'm looking at the charts, showing you what's in the charts, and nothing is good in the charts for XRP at all. It's all bad, in my opinion. You have yours, I have mine. That's the beauty of being able to think for yourself. Bullish divergence on Bitcoin daily, higher low indicator, lower low price. Man, don't look for hidden bearish divergence in a hugely oversold asset. You're completely wrong, Zibby. I just went over that. If we look at the daily, oh yeah, this is another chart. We look at the daily, we had some tiny divergence right there, bullish divergence, tiny. Think it's pretty much played out. We are in a downtrend. Hidden divergence. We are seeing hidden bearish divergence. Hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. The trend is down. And when hidden shows up, it is more powerful than regular divergence. Read up, study, learn stuff, and you'll be all right. K. Gaskell, thank you for the super chat. Is this not the spring? Guys, I showed you this. No, I do not believe this is the spring at all. Again, I could be wrong. We could be seeing something like this, guys, a real market crash. Like I said, traditional markets are looking horrible. But yeah, see, everybody's looking at how this looks so much like the accumulation. Well, this looks a lot like redistribution, if you ask me. And we'd be about right here. We may get another little pump up before coming down. But yeah, I'm still steering towards redistribution, not accumulation. That's my thought, not yours. Nothing has changed. Exactly, Cody. Oh, how do you guys like the new pictures up there? My bullish and bearish pictures with the Bitcoin sign in the middle. Hey, Savvy, looks like the bears are making the move, whether up or down. Savvy, what are you setting your RSI? Cannot seem to get that trend the same as your daily RSI. It's just default, 14. 14, and there is the trend. You would start from the low of May 19th and the high of June 14th. That's where you would get that rising broadening wedge there that we've been talking about forever. Where is Ethereum heading? Nothing has changed, guys. I don't change my charts daily like a lot of people. This chart has been here for weeks. Still looking for the $1,000 to $1,300 area for Ethereum. None of these charts have changed. I have not changed anything for weeks and weeks, months on some of the Bitcoin ones. Also, another thing I want to take a look at is this macro. This is the 3-day chart, guys. So obviously the pi cycle top showed over here. We had this drawn in a long time ago. We are now below this fib right here, which is the point. Sorry, guys. Which is the 0.382 fib on this macro. We are below it, guys. I'm going to show you some other things. This is the 3-day chart, guys. We are in the 3-day. If we close below this fib again, which is at 36.5, that's a 3-day sell signal on the EMA strategy. 3-day sell signal is very strong. If we come all the way back down to this range, this is going to be the low 20,000s, this fib here. So just be cautious, guys. Be extremely cautious. Don't get overly bullish. Don't get overly bearish. Alexander Woods, thank you for the super chat. Can you articulate why BTC is king in crypto assets? It's clear moves on other crypto, but not sure why. I've mentioned it before. Bitcoin is like the Dow is to, you know, penny stocks, NASDAQ. The Dow is just like Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's acting as Dow does to the smaller markets. Mike W. Savvy, thank you. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Put a wrench in these baby Yoda spammers. Thanks for all you do. It's greatly appreciated. Well, thank you for tuning in, Jake. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys, if you haven't already. Why is this? Something wrong with my video here? How do you put your stop losses? A lot of times they hunt them. Thanks, Savvy. It depends on if you're playing a breakout. Put your stops above resistance. Let's see where we're at. See on this one. So this one I may be tempted to short if it was to get up to this area and retest this trend line, and I would put my stops just above the trend line to wherever it may be. If it breaks down, I would put my stops above this high with low leverage. So if it broke down here, I would have my stops right around 34.8, but very low leverage. And then I would, if it went the right way, came back up at a retest of this trend, I would really go short harder. Same on the top. If we break the top of this trend, I will go long to first target being, like I said, around 38,000. I mean, we might have, if we were to have a retest here and it bounce, I would long again, looking for maybe this range. But again, guys, as of right now, I'm still thinking this is most likely going to break down here. What do you think will happen to stocks? I've talked about that, guys. Let's do a little research here. Cry, I think is the name. If you had 500 to start with, will you hold it in or Bitcoin? It depends on what you're doing. If you're trading or if you're holding long term, it all depends. I will never tell anybody when to short or what to do, buy, sell, short, anything. I won't do it. So let's take a look at the daily, right? We're going to go back into the daily on the Dow. So here's 2008 when the market crashed. And guys, there's something else I wanted to talk about. Pretty soon, all these banks are going to be foreclosing on these houses. Landlords are going to kick out tenants because of, you know, the people haven't had to pay that stuff. What's going to catch up, and that's going to flood the housing market. If that happens, all these houses go up for sale. The banks want to sell the houses, landlords, whatever. All these people that haven't paid and will not be able to catch up, all these houses will go on the market, flooding the market, making the dollar rise because it will cost, it'll take less dollars to buy houses. So that's what it really is. It's not so much the value of the houses go down. Now, let me explain. This is the Dow Jones. In 2008, Dow Jones crashed 55%. If we go over to gold, which gold looks horrendous also. But anyways, let's go over to gold in 2008. See what gold did. Remember, everybody says, don't get in the dollar. They say it every time the market's going to crash. Get into gold. Hedge your money. Hedge the, you know, dollar. Well, here's 2008 on gold. It dropped 34%. Let's look at silver in the 2008 crash. And those of you that seen this, the reason I repeat it, we have a lot of new viewers, and I think people need to see and hear this. This is the 2008 crash with silver, 61% drop. What did the dollar do? Let's take a look at what the dollar done. 2008 crash, the dollar rose 27%, guys. You do the math, figure it out. Let me know what you think. But I see bad things coming in the markets, man. I really do. Savvy, you are a top analyst, very realistic and precise in your technicals. Big shout out. Thanks, Huss. I appreciate that, man. By Joy. DXY seems bearish. You see lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. That seems like hidden bearish divergence. I'll take a look at that in a second. Ashay, hello from India again, brother Savvy. If the invalidation is off the charts, any chance we'll still see the last leg of the bull run in this cycle this year, early next year, that mostly talked about DeFi rally? It's possible, guys, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And I'll talk about that in a second. I'll go back to that Elliott wave count. K Gasket, it doesn't make sense that this is entering a bear market times 3 previous all-time highs that versus 17,000 last bull. Why not? It took a lot more. Look at the amount of money it took to move it this far, and look how much the amount of money. If you look at it in those terms, guys, it took a whole lot more money, a lot of money to move this market up. You got to pay attention to other things, man, not what everybody's screaming. Hi Savvy, just entered a short at 34,555. Is it a good trade? I just got done telling everybody I wouldn't be trading until we either break the top of this or break the bottom. I'm still in my shorts, and I am still laddering in. I'm pretty confident in this trade, honestly. No, I have not. I still been laddering in. One wanted to go long hold. Would this be the right timing? That's totally up to you. Again, guys, nobody knows for sure what the market's going to do. Nobody knows. If they're telling you they do, they're full of crap. Don't forget to go down, smash those like button, guys. All right, now let's take a look at where that daily is right now. We may close the daily up in this area and get this rejection today off the bottom of this rising broadening wedge on the daily. Keep an eye on that, guys. So as you guys know, this is what I'm thinking, that once we hit this low here in the end of this month, I do believe we will have B wave, which will be 3 waves up into the 55,000 range before continuing down. And I do think this will be a massive bull trap. But either way, if you long down here and this does turn out, you can do pretty good, even if you want to hold and think it's going to continue up. But if it does not break this green trend line at any point, unless it breaks this, then I would get bullish. If it broke this green trend line, came up, retested, then we could be looking at new all-time high. But until then, I believe this count is correct. Reason being, people are talking about this being an ABC. It's not right for an ABC. This is 5 waves down. There's 5 waves in A. That's why I'm looking at it this way. This was a 5th wave ending diagonal that we had talked about months and months ago when it was happening. This is a 5th wave ending diagonal. That means there should be a correction afterwards. This would be the 5th wave. This would have been the 3rd wave. And if this is wave 5, then we have an ABC and bad news. Savvy, do you believe in long-term dollar cost averaging, like 3 years or so? Does it really work? Yeah, I mean, it's worked in the past. Doesn't necessarily mean it'll work in the future, guys. Remember, I talked about this yesterday. Bitcoin has been in a 4-year cycle, right? Let's go into the log chart real quick. So a lot of people don't talk about this. I don't know why, because it is a possibility and maybe they should. But if you look at this whole thing, like this being a possible, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, this could be a start of a big 10-year cycle, and we could have, a multi-year bear market. And it does line up with what's going on in the world, and also what the big picture of, the Dow and just traditional markets, guys, when reality catches up with them. This is DXY. I didn't mean to be on the DXY. Let me go on to the Dow Jones, go into the weekly, and I'll just show you guys again one more time. This major bearish divergence here. It's huge, guys. Huge. Please take a look at a beautiful bearish divergence in RSI for 5 months. Yeah, I posted this chart, guys. This is really scary if you think about it. If the people that trade the big time frames, like the big investors, let's take a look at the 6-month chart, which closes in 6 days. Look at that candle. If there is anything bullish about this candle, please tell me. Look, that wick is longer than any 6-month move ever. Just the wick. Any 2 months in a row. It's guys, that is ugly as hell. Let's take a look at the yearly. It would look the same, obviously. There's the yearly. That wick is even bigger than any full yearly candle. Just the wick, man. That is absolutely scary. If you can tell me something bullish about that candle, I would love to hear it. Savvy, based on the chart, when is this crash might happen? Anytime, guys. That's what I've been talking about forever. We may get lucky and get one more little bull rally. But there's no guarantees, guys. Until then, in the smaller time frame, this is what I'm watching. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I think I'm going to get out of here in a few minutes. Massive tombstone. Right, Lady Jane Smith. Savvy, you need to take the boat out. You need some sun. Right? Yeah, I'm actually going on vacation in about 2 weeks. We're going to the Lake of the Ozarks, so nobody's expecting a new 10-year cycle. You're right, nobody's expecting it. So does that mean it's not coming, or does it mean it's coming? Neither. It's something I'm looking into, and I'm working on a chart to show you guys. So yeah, giant bubble. Got the settings on the RSI. I was using Heikin-Ishi candles. So in them terms, Heikin-Ishi candles versus traditional candles. Why do you prefer traditional over? I prefer traditional because that's how I learned and it works for me. And if something isn't broke, I don't try to fix it. I'll still do updates. They'll probably be recorded updates in the mornings while I'm on vacation. I'll bring my laptop and just throw my thoughts out there every morning. Savvy, check my message. Robin William. I don't check your message where? $20K incoming, Senso says. Can you please check the divergence on the DXY, specifically from April 2021 and onwards? Sure. Well, let's take a look at the DXY. Let's go into the day. Whoops. Let's go into the daily. But like I said, the daily, we did get a daily buy. But this divergence here, yeah, I see what you're talking about. But this can still get a huge push up, guys. Look at, let's go in the past. Let's go back here where it was rising. You see this divergence didn't mean anything. When the dollar's going, guys, it's going. It does not matter. Divergence means nothing when people are getting out of assets into the dollar. That's why most people get crushed when the market crashes. And they already have everybody fearing the dollar. So everybody thinks the dollar is going to nothing and they'll stay out of it. Well, news, market people, all that tell you what to do with your money so they can take it. They're not trying to help you guys. Don't pay attention to them. Buy the fear. The fear is in the dollar. Will you buy back altcoins when Bitcoin? I'm probably not going to mess with alts. I don't trust them any way, shape, or form. I will probably buy some Bitcoin if this plays out. I'm going to wait for verification on a bounce and ride it back up to this range. I'll also be putting longs in and looking to short the hell out of the market and sell back up in this range, depending on where that goes. Okay, Gasket, really appreciate your experience, but if it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, it's usually Wyckoff accumulation. I love the Discord, by the way, learning loads. It's not accumulation, brother. I wish it was, but I don't see it. You're just getting brainwashed, in my opinion. Let's see what happens. This is still acting as resistance here. So, all right, guys. I think I'm going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Don't forget to smash those likes. Like I said, if I see anything, if I see a break of that or whatever, I will be notifying you guys on Twitter. Hope you have an awesome day. You guys rock. Thanks a lot. Don't forget, there's a free Discord group in the link down below in the description. Definitely check them out, along with the other affiliate links. One more thing, if you are on the internet without a VPN, that's not the smartest thing to do. That's using a VPN can help keep you safe from hackers. I do have a link down below, Pure VPN. It's super cheap using my link. I think it's like $2.80 a month or something, if you do the 2-year plan. But something to think about if you don't have a VPN. I do highly suggest that for traders and even for people not trading, just because of the safety issue of people being able to find out where your IP address is. So anyways, thanks a lot, guys. I will see you guys later. I'm starving. I got to get out of here. I got a lot of stuff to do today. I will try to keep you guys updated on Twitter, so make sure you give me a follow at It's at CryptoSavvy1, and join the Discord. A lot of help in there. A lot of good people.